Welcome back to another Flip Talk podcast. This is your boy KUDOS, and we have Edwin. He's back on the podcast. If you don't remember him, he's from episode 3. I brought him and Edgar on. It's great to have you back. How you been? I see you wearing new merch, a new team.
I've been good, man. 2023 has been a roller coaster.
Mhm,
You just go bounce from one organization to another.
mhm.
But hey, as long as I'm around the diamond, everything is good.
Yeah, for
How are you?
sure. I've been good, man. A lot has changed since we last spoke, man. And like growing up, you've been one of my best friends. So it's like you met me in middle school, and we went through high school together for the most part. And like I just feel like it's just lately since the last podcast me and you had, it's just been so many changes, and for the positive. And I'm just happy with like where the channel is going and where this podcast is going. So you were part of that contribution to like get it to where it is now. So I want to thank you for that. For coming on and taking our time.
Man, it's even a blessing to always keep in touch with each other. No matter what we do nowadays,
Yeah.
man. Like it's always the strongest support, and I
Mm.
always get to hear from you, man. Especially from this setting. Hey, it's nothing but a blessing, like
Yeah.
I said.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah. So like, I know there's a lot you need to talk about. That's one of the reasons. We coordinated to make this podcast happen, just because a lot has changed since we last spoke, and you have an interesting story, obviously, and I we can go into like what's changed for me as well. Just this is two boys talking right here, and so yeah, so let's just get into it. So pretty much, you went from coaching, from being a head coach in a high school team, right? Which
Yeah.
state was it again?
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
So
Yeah.
I was
Mm-hmm.
more like a postgraduate head coach.
Yeah.
Basically, like I said last time, it was prepping, the fifth year guys who decided to take an extra year, to prep them to go play college ball, so
Mm-hmm.
they won't lose their eligibility. And I went from post grad head coach to an assistant coach now at Howard College in the West Texas area, and
Mm-hmm.
basically located in a small town called Big Spring.
Okay, and it's a JUCO school, right? A junior college, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically NJCAA JUCO route Division 1 now, man. It's it's quite of a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting myself to be in Texas, but here I am.
Yeah. And you're back in Texas because you used to when you used to play, you played in Texas, right?
Yeah, so the craziest part is that, not only that I'm back in Texas, I'm actually back in West Texas. So it's
Mm.
basically an hour away from my JUCO alma mater. I went to Odessa College, and now I'm coaching at a school where we're in the same conference. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be quite of an interesting battle upcoming,
Yeah. So before we go into your JUCO experience, because it is a big transition going from like coaching a high school, like pretty much high school students that they just graduated kind of thing, right? To
Yeah.
coaching like college students that have been in college for a couple of years and they've developed their game and all that, right? So, just tell me a little bit about your experience in Texas when you played for Odessa. So like, just tell me like what your experience was. Like, was it positive? How did the community view you?
Oh, it was so positive, man. Like first and foremost, like if you love the game, you're always gonna bring out the passion. So
Yeah.
when I first got to Texas 10 years ago, I my only worries was the weather. It's
Mm,
so so much hot outside. Like it's different. Like the hot compared from the south to the north is just like is a whole other level. Like
yeah.
right now, as we speak, it's legitimately in the 90s. I don't know how, I'm pretty sure that back in New York it's like we're in the 70s, but
Yeah. It's
good
cold
weather
out.
still. But it's a difference, like, But when I was there, we I had a wonderful time because the investment of the game was completely different amongst all my teammates. Even though I did play at a perennial program in high school, but when it's when it's junior college is different. You have no other options. In high school, you had other options. In junior college, you don't because it basically can tell your characteristics. If you if you have a strong character, you're going to buy in. You're going to stay in there for a very long time. You're going to play baseball for a very long time. So it pretty much taught me mentally,
Mm.
especially that you got to buy in any program you join.
Nah, for sure, man. And like I remember I remember like I would look at the Instagram feeds back then and stuff like that, and I saw those like a lot of articles on like it was like you and two like other pitchers or something, or like two other players in the team that like yeah I was like getting the nice scouting and all that. And that was like before you went to Stony Brook, right?
Oh, so
Yeah.
one of my guys, it was a guy that both of them were actually became my best friends. One of
Mm.
them was actually here right now. Now I'm going to see him very soon.
Okay.
Um, he was the ace. He was a guy who threw 97, 98, coming
Mm.
straight from Dominican Republic,
Hey.
and he was the one that taught me the rules of how to be a man. I felt like I was a little girl coming in my freshman year in college, only because like I felt like, oh shit, it's too much whatsoever. But then he used to he used to humiliate me in the greatest way. You
Okay.
know, like I had a legitimately long and hate relationship with this guy that we became brothers immediately. Like we
Mm.
always trip at each other, fought every single day, but the one thing we always have done to each other is take care of each other, and
Yeah.
that's why the brotherly love is
Yeah.
always out there,
For
so
sure.
yeah, pretty much. And then the other one, he actually played with me on the summer ball team, New York Nine, back home, and he was my catcher. And we ended up playing together.
Yeah.
We did our thing. We graduated same year, and
Mm.
we went on to D1. He went to Missouri State,
Yeah.
and I went to Stony Brook.
Okay. Okay. So and what division was that Odessa school you were in? Like
Oh, Division 1.
Division
It's the
One.
same conference as where I'm at right now. I'm in
Nice. Nice.
Howard. I'm at Howard College, and
Mm-hmm.
Odessa's literally an hour away. And
So yeah, y'all
like
gonna
I
play
said,
them then.
it's been quite of a ride, and
Mm.
now that I'm back here, it's more like a homecoming to me. It's at every field that I'm about to
Yeah.
visit, because I pretty much played every
Mm-hmm.
field.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's cool too because like you know the area. It's only an hour away, but you know your way around. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's
for sure.
like if I'm back home in New York, I already know how to get to the Bronx.
Yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, exactly. I feel you. I feel you, man. So like, I want you to. Well, first of all, let's talk about like, why you left. Like, obviously, it's an opportunity. You're going to coach a JUCO school, even though you're not currently the head coach. That's somewhere down the line. But like, assistant coach is a big deal. You're also you're a pitching coach as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's like to me, in my eyes, I see that as a step up in the ladder. Just you're gonna be able to develop your coaching skills a little better. But
So first,
yeah,
first and foremost, it was basically a stepping stone. Like
yeah,
some way somehow, like regardless, I was gonna end up joining the JUCO route, junior college baseball or NCAA baseball. It could be
okay,
any division, but pretty much what happened was is that back when I was at combine, like all the assistants left, and I was on vacation, and basically I know that after I returned, we had camp, and after 1 week, I ended up being terminated, and it was quite a surprising call for me.
mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, is a business, and I've learned from it that no matter how much you do, no matter what you do,
Yeah,
you don't get your flowers. So you,
mm-hmm.
so basically, I have to go through it. You know,
No, for
I had
sure.
to pack my bags immediately, go home. I left a lot of things, and to this day, I still have to go back and pick up the rest of my things. But
Yeah,
as of right now, it's like I don't
mm-hmm.
really care. But
Yeah,
then turned out to be like throughout the whole summer, I decided like I thought I was going to take my time off and take care of my dad and be in New York locally and train the fellow next prospects that wants to make it somewhere.
mm-hmm.
But then like my mentality came like, nah, I need to go into the JUCO route.
Yeah.
So
That was the goal.
Howard College came along, I spoke with the coaches, and they gave me an opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. So here I am
Yeah.
now. Even though I'm an assistant,
Hmm.
but I get to do what I love,
Yeah.
and it's basically the pitching development. And
Hmm.
I love my kids, every single individual. And I always tell them, it's either you get right or get left.
Yeah, for sure. And like at the end of the day, nothing you do in life, like you may plan as much as you want, but it's never gonna go exactly how you plan it. Is the odds of that happening is really hard. Like so it's just a stepping stone for you. It's one of those things where you had to experience, but like you said, you took the experience out of it. Somehow, some way, you became a better coach while you were there, and now you got a better opportunity in my eyes. So
I
you
felt
just got to
like
keep
at
capitalizing.
combine, I felt like at combine, I didn't get to be at my best.
Okay.
There was too many rules and regulations and all.
Hmm.
But in junior college is what you got now.
Hmm.
Is what you can show all your work ethics. I felt like there was too much going on at combine that sometimes I just wasn't the coach that I wanted to be.
Okay.
But now, like, at Howard College, I get to be the coach that I want to be.
Hmm.
And it's great that I get to stand out. I felt like in combat, I didn't I didn't give my all. And I'll be honest, it's because there was a lot of rules that I don't know, for some reason, like it just wasn't it. I wasn't able to fit in.
Okay.
But I was able to make it work because, one thing I was taught by all the loved ones: patient is virtue. Whatever tax is there, you got to get it done. Whether they look at it as good, bad, poorly, okay, you just gotta get your job done. So
Hmm.
that pretty much happened, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm in junior college baseball.
Nice.
You get to really
Hmm.
stand out. You get to actually like teach these kids what is it like, you know,
Your way.
being being away,
Hmm.
being a natural adult, and especially like just be a better person of the 1% every day.
For sure. Hmm.
I felt like that there wasn't much.
So tell me your experience, your first day on the job, like where you're meeting the players, where you're meeting the coaches, like just
It
explain that
was
whole day
real,
to me.
man.
Hmm.
It was real.
Nice.
It was real. Like I felt professionalism. That's the first and foremost. It was
Nice.
professionalism. I arrived to campus. The first thing I did was get to the field. They
Okay.
was trying to tell me, "Oh, do you want to get into the dorm right away?
Hmm.
Oh, again, do you want to get to your room whatsoever?" I said, "No, I want to get to the field. I want to feel college baseball." Once, and mind you, I played against Howard back in my days. So
Hmm.
to look at the field again, it was like, this is the real deal. And ever since I've been locked in. You
Hmm.
know, I go out there, wake up early, um, eat breakfast. You got to do your ritual routine, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's good because Big Spring is the city. Big Spring is is a peace city that there's nothing to do. You like all you is nothing but focus on your career. So that's why I am in a good shape because
Hmm.
to be there, especially if you're a metropolitan person,
Yeah.
like you got to be mentally strong because in Big Spring there's nothing except for gas station, few restaurant. They got one Walmart.
Hmm.
They got Dollar General, Family Dollar,
Yeah.
and it's good.
Hmm.
But must know why you're here for. So when I arrived, all I knew is that it's strictly baseball, something I love to do. I did work a 9 to 5 job for a very long time, but hey, I had enough of that. I'm
Yeah.
going to do what I love.
I feel you.
And the one thing I had to tell people is that sometimes, if you ever wonder why you're so pissed off when you work at a 9 to 5 job or overnight, it's
Hmm.
because you're not doing what you love. Simple. I
Yeah.
see it as a simple math. 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Mm. Nah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like that's a good comparison because like surprisingly there's people out there that want to do that, right? They want to work in a supermarket. They want to be a cashier, right? But then you have a big percentage of people that their dream, was to be an artist, to be some type of athlete, right? So it's like I understand where you're coming from that, and like especially being you, like I just feel like baseball has always been part of your life, like a great comparison is like I want to compare you to me, right? Like to me, like I did love the game of baseball. Like I did take it serious to some point, but you were on a whole different level for it because, like to me, how I saw it was like, what I took out of it was the experience. Like you develop as a player, right? You learn how to be responsible. You learn to be on time. You learn to work for something, right? And I feel like I took all of that and I incorporated that into like how I live my life now. Like you know me. Like I've always been punctual. I've always been somebody that like goes hard for whatever I'm doing, whatever that is, right? And
Yeah,
it's one of those things where like you truly take out from the game what you want. And for you, it was the development, the skills. Like you wanted to everything you did needed to revolve around the game of baseball. And I feel like that's what was a little different for you and me, to where I truly loved the game, but I was okay with trying something new. You know what I'm saying? I was okay with like saying like, oh, I'm okay with not going to the big leagues. Like that's how I viewed it for myself. I just wanted to be somebody that was successful.
I
And
definitely understand you.
yeah.
I started kind of have that feeling by the time I arrived to Stony Brook,
Hmm.
because when you go on and play against one of the top competitors in the country,
Yeah.
they all physically, not all, but most of them, they're taller than you,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
projectively, in order to play pro ball, you got to be over 6 feet. You got to
Right.
be at
Right.
certain pounds. You got to be
Hmm.
fit whatsoever. Back in my college days, back in my playing days, I wasn't really the projected guy that people always looked
Right.
at. It's just
Hmm. You
I
didn't
I
look like
worked my ass
the
off.
athlete that you
I
were. Yeah.
put the grit and grind. I did what I had to do with whatever it takes in order to even reach to that level.
Mm-hmm.
And it all came down with my throwing partner, my fellow twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
That clone man, like it was just like if I thought about one thing, he thought about the same. So what do? We make the same adjustments and we go out and do what we gotta do, our routine.
Yeah.
But like in terms of playing baseball, being involved, at first I felt the peer pressure by my dad,
Mm-hmm.
but then it wasn't like that anymore. As I started playing baseball, as I started understanding, being a teammate and whatsoever, how to become a better player, you know, I've always thought about I was the underdog back when I was younger.
Mm.
I was introverted and everywhere I went. And but the one thing I've done is that I never my goal was always be the best guy, always be the best version of me
Mm-hmm.
every single day, every single time when I get on the field, and always put a smile on. Because from what I recall, and this is what a problem that becomes with many people nowadays, once when they reach to the business level, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start playing, right?
Right.
When you started playing, you love the game, but when it becomes a business,
Mm-hmm.
it goes two-sided. One side is either
Mm-hmm.
you keep smiling, you playing the game that you love,
Mm-hmm.
or the other side is, you know, you just start giving up because you're mentally fucked. You're
Yeah.
thinking about, you know, oh, what could happen next if you do a poor performance.
Right.
You shouldn't be thinking about that. You
Mm-hmm.
should be what I always tell the kids, any kid that comes around me, I always tell them, you got to play the game as your first love. The business is always going to come out from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's there already, and you cannot change it. But what you can change is your attitude and your effort.
Right.
You know, and that's what most of the guys that I've preached. they have surpassed. But there's few guys who, just end up being stuck. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bad because, ain't nobody going to pick yourself up, you know, like ain't nobody going to pick you up but
Right.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, at the end of the day, like it seems like what you're trying to say is you could guide somebody as much as you want, but it's gonna come down to that person, and it's just not necessarily about sports. It's in general, anything in life. Like there's a lot of people that they feel a certain way about something as a kid, and they take that with them into adulthood. Like they just can't let it go because they've been on it for so long in their life. So it's like you looking at it from the outside, you can't really blame them for being that way. Like you can't hold yourself accountable for it either because it's like I can't control how somebody feels. I can only try to motivate them to understand why they're feeling that way, right? But it's also not your job to tell somebody how to feel.
Even my presence,
Mm-hmm.
like all I could really have is limited control. And
Absolutely.
that's basically just tell them.
Yeah.
But if they want to listen, if they want to buy in, if they want to,
Mm-hmm.
get better,
Mm-hmm.
then good. But otherwise, then,
Mm-hmm.
they want to go different directions, then there's nothing much I could do, you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
in mind.
So I got a couple extra questions in regards to like how you handle certain situations with players as a coach, right? But before we go into that, I want to talk about the first sponsor of the podcast, which is 47 brand, which is this hat right here. You know what I'm saying? Your boy is now affiliated with them. I'm excited, yo. You know me. I've always wore fitteds my whole life, and like
Absolutely.
I love this brand, bro. Like I love how it has the Velcro in the back where you could adjust it. So it's, how back in the days you would have to like find the right size, and then sometimes your head will be bigger or smaller. It was annoying. So it's like having that Velcro, just being able to adjust it, bro, is everything, bro. And I love like the style how it looks. It looks classy, fine, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm really excited. Like I was really happy to get affiliated with them because this is a brand that I've always like wore my whole life. Like I've always wore hats, and it feels like home, you know what I'm saying? So like we have more sponsors in this podcast, but right now we talking about 47 brand, bro.
And piggyback from what I said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
when you really want something, you're going
Yeah,
to get
bro.
it. It's
Yep.
going to take time,
Mm-hmm.
but as long as you're locked in and
Yeah.
you want it and you do the smaller things and not jump into the big things, you're
Yeah.
going to get it. And it's going to be well earned and you're going to
Mm-hmm.
feel relieved. And
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
definitely upset because, man, you always wore fitties. And they
Hell
were,
yeah, bro.
yo,
Always, bro.
I remember that, back in school, that every time when you had your hat on and people used to tell you to take your hat off,
Yeah.
yo, you were furious, man.
Hell,
And that's only
right.
because, like,
Mm.
there are certain guys that have the special treatment and all, and that we always wonder, like, yo,
Yeah.
why he doesn't get the same?
Yeah, like why they never tell
Why you
that
don't
person?
tell
Yeah,
him
yeah.
or her?
Mhm.
Like, what is the difference between us and
Mhm.
them? So
Yeah,
I just started rolling. I was rolling my ass off, but
for sure,
hey,
man. Hey,
it's
but
what it is.
we still wearing the fitters, man. We still going strong, and that's what's up. I'm really happy to be with 47 brand. I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. Sky's the limit, bro. I love that. Now I can wear my baseball hats, my football hats. You know what I'm saying? Your boy gonna have all the colors, all
Hey,
the
you
flavors,
got it.
bro. All the flavors.
No, I'm gonna need some flavors coming this way,
Oh yeah,
man.
for
Since I
sure, for
know that we
sure,
got the
for
47
sure. For sure, we gonna be in touch. I got you. I got you with the fitters, bro.
Absolutely.
You know you family. But yeah, man. It's just like you were saying. Like the hard work you put in is what you get out of it. Cause at the end of the day, all I was doing is just grinding this channel out, this podcast out, and they gave me the opportunity, and I'm gonna respect it and treat it like it's a baby of my own. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm just happy that they see the vision in this channel that the way that I do as well. I just feel like I'm just getting started, and your boy's grinding, bro. I'm hungry
Yeah.
for it, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready. You know.
Yeah, just keep going after it, bro. Like from what I recall, you was a firefighter,
Yes,
and
sir.
then you the fact that you inspire me too much because you have time to be in this podcast and have a wonderful conversation. It could be from any topic, from many different people,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
someday, it's going to be a celebrity whatsoever. But
Oh
God's
yeah, for
willing,
sure.
and
We
it to
working on
happen.
that. We working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely know
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
that's and hey, keep working hard. Like I
Hmm.
said, going forward and don't look back.
Nah, yeah, for
I
sure,
always
man.
tell this to many people.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part of the podcast, bro. Is just being able to have a conversations with people from different fields and like being able to relate to every single one of them. I feel like I could bring anybody on, bro. Like they could be the opposite person as me, and compared to me, and I can speak to them about anything because at the end of the day, we're all human. We all have struggles. We all have things we excel in, and it's just we're human, and we're all learning how to live life every single day. We're all trying to get better, and that's what matters at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so going back to your coaching, man. So now that you have these new players, and you're a junior D1, right? Coach, like obviously you played in it, so I feel like you have that advantage already of knowing how to play D1 ball, right? But
Yeah.
now you're coaching, so like what struggles are you facing as a coach, or like what, not necessarily struggles, but what difficulties are popping up as far as coaching compared to the school you were in before?
So first and foremost, there's a difference of coaching and playing. Sometimes, when my kids aren't doing what they got to do, I just feel like, demonstrating, and I feel like, damn, I want to play the game,
Yeah.
but I'm not eligible to play. I did my
Mm-hmm.
time already, and that's it. But with the group that I have right now, they're all coachable. They're wonderful. They're very talented.
Yeah.
It's the the most special staff that I've ever had, in my life. I can't wait what it stores in this upcoming season, and I'm glad I get to be a part of, this program because
Yeah.
playing the best competition. In fact, the toughest conference in the country in Junior College Division 1.
Mm.
I get to teach them the roots of how to win, and not only that, develop them very well so they can actually reach the Division 1. I was in that same boat one time, but 10 years ago, and I played for Odessa. I did what I had to do. I've earned my spot enough to go play Division 1 baseball. So as I'm there, giving them the muscle memory of these guys every day, how to get to Division 1, and if anything, be better than me to actually go play pro ball,
Mm-hmm.
which many people had thought I was going to end up playing pro ball, but things happens in life where you gotta accept your defeat, and when you do so, you're just better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, like playing Division 1 baseball was a dream come true to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any difference between Division 1 NCAA than pro ball. There isn't much difference, especially now that students is getting paid.
Yeah, that's
You know,
crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like
I
you.
wrote a paper while
Yeah.
I was in Storybrooke about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. But like, I believe
Yeah.
the only difference now is that the different type of bats.
Mm-hmm.
Like college baseball uses BB core, and pro ball uses wood bat. But then when when it's summer ball, right? Summer
Mm-hmm.
collegiate leagues, they use wood bat.
Right.
So and then they get the same media exposure because a lot of guys nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like high school athletes, college athletes. They're making more money than some pro athletes,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to see it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the reality. You look at it, and you like for like perfect example. Like Max Clark, he just got drafted the third pick of this year's draft, and he makes more money just from NIL than a lot of people that's in the pros already.
Yeah. Way above the
So it's
minimum.
crazy how everything has changed.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like in turn, but and also the one thing that I had to make the change is the pitching development. When we used to play ball, where we were used to, just run in, do J bands, band work, and lift the gym whatsoever. And it's like it's been almost a decade now that kids nowadays they're used to plyo work, drive line program, you know, that pre or post plyo work is literally throwing med balls to the walls, and it
Mm.
actually works. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen guys
Yeah.
who have progressed and they boost velo up,
Yeah, bro.
and but my pitching philosophy is basically go throw strikes, first pitch strikes, and get me out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And strikeouts are bonuses, and that's
Okay.
how I always thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I stepped onto the mound for the first time,
Yeah.
because like I said, I always felt I was the underdog. I was never been the guy that they want that they talk or the high school kid to watch whatsoever. I
Mm-hmm.
was always been the lone wolf, and do what I got to do with it, and do whatever it takes to
Yeah.
be a better player. I never cared about clout, because clout didn't even exist in our playing time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
old school pretty
Yeah.
much.
Now it's all
But
over social media.
I like the new school.
Mm-hmm.
I like the new school because you get to analyze the players through videos, or sometimes you don't have to drive to go watch them
Yeah.
play,
Mm-hmm.
or recruit them and shit. But you get to
Mm-hmm.
analyze their abilities now. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
But
Sometimes I wish
yeah.
there is like the old school ways. But remember, I don't know if you think if you think about it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The old school we had strong disciplinary actions that if any of the position players hits a homer
Mm-hmm.
and showboats, they face consequences. Nowadays it's like, yo, somebody cracks a grand slam and you're like, and you start showboating and they're like, holy snap, like it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Now it's common. And it's crazy because like I like what you kind of said along the lines of like how they use footage now. You could like keep tabs on a player, and I feel like that makes the game a little more competitive now because now you're able to see the flaws in a player's game. So like when they come into play, you already know like, yo, he can't hit in the inside. Oh, he can't hit a curve. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know those things compared to like before. You would go and play a game. You wouldn't know half of the team unless you were playing travel teams. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, half of the time, like
mm,
nowadays, it's like it's
mm,
very essential to have technology around you,
right.
because you
Mm-hmm.
actually like find out their information, their analytics, metrics.
Yeah.
You get to find out what they're
Mm-hmm.
capable of, and
Yeah.
it's a good thing. And it's always been like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But the difference was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like coaches needed to go physically over there. Now they don't. Now, as of today, all you got to do is just get on your phone, go on Twitter, Instagram, or any of the top baseball pages, websites, whatsoever, and
Mm-hmm.
you can actually be able to find them. And then the craziest part is that they utilize Twitter as like one of the top sources, which we always thought that Twitter was just like one of those social medias that competed with Facebook, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But now look at Instagram. Instagram was only just your social life page,
Mm-hmm.
but it became businesses, and
Yep.
technology and business put everything together for not just only baseball, but for other things,
Mm-hmm.
other businesses, other sports. You can name it, jobs. Like it's now basically like if you want to, if you, it's easy to find jobs on Instagram, because if it's not people posting on Instagram saying that, oh, anybody looking for a job,
Mm-hmm.
it would be advertisements just popping out and be like, oh, hey man, like this job is available. Do you want it? Are you interested? Hey, come apply. Oh, submit your resume along with your cover letter, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like it's instant access.
Yep.
But 10 years ago, it's like
You
you
gotta fill out
gotta
man paperwork. Yeah.
yeah, you have to scan the paper, go to Staples,
Mm.
grab your laptop. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
have everything at once, and you needed to make sure that you know what you're doing. And if not,
Yep.
if you mess it up, you gotta do it again.
Right. Yep.
It was a longer process.
Yeah. I also wanted to point out, like, I know we were kind of speaking on it, but like even like sports medicine has evolved so much. Like how players recover, how players are working out. Like you said earlier, like players are doing yoga now. Like nobody did yoga back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like people are using like medicine balls and stuff like that, like differently, and like the way you're stretching, like is different. So I like that it's evolving, and I never expected it to evolve in that way to where like the way you work out is conditioning you better.
Well, to my staff members, before they even throw a baseball, I tell them to get to the ground, you know, and get to the ground, lay down, like an angel, close your eyes for 2 minutes, just to let go all the negative things that occurred previously before you even start
Mm,
throwing. You don't want the negative thing coming in your body.
mm-hmm.
So I always tell my kids, go do that
Right.
because you probably had a bad morning. You probably didn't have, you know, a good night whatsoever. Like, and it helps them a lot because you want every time when you throw the baseball, range of motion wise, you want to go at full extent. So what I mean by full extent is that every throw counts.
Right.
So if I throw a good fastball, I'm throwing a great fastball.
Mm-hmm.
Good fastball at practice equals great fastball in games. Now, if I throw a bad curveball, what's the result coming? The same thing. Bad curveball in the game. So, I always tell them like whatever you have going on outside, leave it outside. It's either you let it go as a man, or you basically gonna, or you basically just don't join practice.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, you know, when you're doing something that you love, you cannot let other things get in your way. Because those other things that gets in your way, it leads to nothing but no good. And when you're in that standpoint, right, you just don't know what's the right decision. So the right decision is don't even get involved. But coming back to my pitch for the development, right? Even though that now they do drive live programs whatsoever, they I also mix it in with the conditioning
Mm-hmm.
always.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer when it comes down to, hey, you finished throwing? Yeah, you got to run your sprints. Doesn't matter what kind of sprints. It could be long sprints, short
Mm-hmm.
sprints. It got to be enough. I feel like moving your arms is always going to get your arms better. It's, blood circulation, and it keeps it, at a good standpoint. So,
Yeah.
that's what I do nowadays is basically go along with the new school
Mm-hmm.
pitching development
Mm-hmm.
and add the most essential workouts from the old school and put it all together.
Right.
And so far, that has been good.
Mm-hmm.
From and the honest truth, it they're jumping velo not as much, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, like it takes a time. It takes a lot of time for these guys to even like develop. You don't go up quick.
For sure.
And it's never magic when you gotta grind. Like if you throwing 85 miles per hour and your
Mm-hmm.
goal is to hit 95, That is not going to happen in a day. That
Yeah.
is not going to happen in a week, and that is not going to happen in a month.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, it can happen in 6 months
Mm-hmm.
when you do things the right way. And I feel like that's something that we we weren't structured enough. Like back in our days, we used to eat, drink, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, my kids are more disciplined. They drink water.
Yeah.
They all drink water.
Mm-hmm.
They eat right. They sleep. They get good amount of sleep. But us, man, I felt like we had no rules when it came down to that. We used to drink soda. We used to drink the 50 cent tropical fantasy soda
Oh man.
before and after the game, before and after practice. Like there was
Mm-hmm.
things that we were missing that if our coaches would have told us, like, in terms of nutrition in high school,
Yeah.
we would have been great. In GW, I got it,
Mm.
but not like that.
Yeah.
And
It was
and
like.
to be honest, it was more like, oh, just drink water. Everybody knew you got to drink
Yeah.
water to stay hydrated
Sure.
whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about like, like
Mm-hmm.
game prepping.
Yeah.
Like it took me up to college to know how to game prep.
Yeah.
And once when I knew, it felt great. In high school, you feel like a rubber.
Mm-hmm.
You just throw a ball anytime whatsoever. You can hit wherever you go, but
Yeah.
uh, pretty much like in college, that's when I was able to learn, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing that now in today's generation,
Mm-hmm.
kids they they know it from the get go. Like when we played,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't the rule. There was legitimately strict little league rules. You know, you you got to stay on the bag until the catcher let drops the ball, or if anything after he catches the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's basically kids are taking leads
Yeah.
and they're stealing the bag. I'm like, yo, what the? And it happened, and it's been there for a while. It's been established since 2016, 2017. But yo, a lot of things has changed in the game of baseball, and
Yeah.
as far as you love, you gotta stick with it.
Yeah, for sure. I like that you were talking about like hydration and drinking water and stuff like that. I do agree with you. Like, I know that in time, like it's always been known to like that drinking water is better than drinking soda. It's obvious, right? But like, I think the way you're going down is like now it's being enforced, and it's true. And speaking about hydration, I think is a great leeway to the next affiliate program we're going to talk about, which is Celicor, right? C4 energy drink. So what's cool about this partnership is that it's 3-in-1, right? So how it works
Yeah.
is like, so it's Celicor, C4 energy drink, and Extend. I don't know if you ever heard about them. Extend is
Yeah,
more.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so Extend is like picture like protein powders, stuff like that. But like what the powders are is in a way it's like hydration. So their whole thing is rehydration, right? So that's Extend. And then you got C4 energy drink, which a lot of people are familiar with. It's like the pre-workout. You know what I'm saying? You could get your wheat protein. You have your C4 energy drinks, all different flavors. They got the partnership with WWE right now. So that's fire too. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to going to one of these events. You know what I'm saying? Gotta pull up. But yeah, man, it's really cool that it's all 3-in-1. I feel like it's endless amount of products. There's so many products to review. It's not, everybody just thinks when they think about C4 energy drink it's just like the energy drink itself. But there's so many different like proteins. They even have like fat burning pills, like all that. There's a bunch of different products that they have and what fits best with you. So stay tuned. Once I get these products, I'll be able to show more on the channel. But yeah, that's one of the exciting affiliate programs that I'm looking forward to promoting, man, because like I've just got back into working out again, bro. I'm your boy hitting the gym, man, and it's gonna be clutch drinking these energy drinks, to get that maximization to live.
Young boy
Yeah,
is back.
yeah, I'm back in
Young
the
boy is
gym, bro.
back.
Yeah,
I remember.
Next summer, bro, we
In
back at it.
fact, it's crazy. As much as I played baseball,
Hmm.
you was the one that truly inspired me to work out. I
Yeah,
remember,
bro.
like if it was yesterday,
Hmm.
you we we used to pass by Randolph, right? And we would go.
Yeah.
We always pass by the weight room, and you're like, "I'm going to get a lift in."
Hmm.
And you're like, yo, we
Yeah.
need to get lifting. And then next thing you know, like with time to time, I started picking it up, and it
Yeah.
was. I've never been a fan of weights until this day. I'm not. But if it comes down to doing agility, conditioning workout,
Yeah.
good. And I'd rather do that because to be honest, I have a quick metabolism, so I can
Hmm.
easily gain and lose weight.
Hmm.
So I have no other choice but do something that I hate.
Right.
I hate running. But if I want to keep myself in shape,
Hmm.
right,
Yeah.
I have no other choice but do that. And sometimes, like, when there is workout that you can use weights and for
Hmm.
you, like to lose weight, but I don't have intentions of doing that. If it to me, I've always thought about it as old school way.
Yeah.
If it's come down to losing weight, I'm
Hmm.
going to put myself in the track or the treadmill
Hmm.
or do some agility conditioning that is
Yeah.
going to kill me
Hmm.
in short amount of time with high intensity.
Yeah, for me and like my body type, I just feel like feeling lean, like it puts me in a whole different level, bro. Like I feel like I got way more energy. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to lift, but at the same time stay lean is not just about bulking up. Like to me that's what fits best to my body type, bro. Like
I never wanted to
yeah,
bulk up because
yeah,
I never want to
mhm,
feel my body tight. So it's like,
yeah,
it's always loose. So especially that I was a pitcher. So it's like,
yeah,
like I was a two-way in high school, but then, I was a pitcher
mhm,
in college. So in order for me to pitch well, I needed to feel loose. If my arm wasn't loose, forget
yeah,
about it. So,
yep,
so that's why after today, like
mhm,
even when it comes down to pitcher development here at Howard, like the one thing we do is that, if we're in fall season, if we're playing games, we don't tend to lift heavy, until we're in the actual off season.
okay,
So, and even when we get into season, the beginning of the season and actual conference play to play 60 games,
mhm,
nah, we can't heavy lift like that.
yeah.
So we always try to take it easy to,
Mhm.
make sure that we lift at an actual weight.
Yeah, yeah. This is science behind lifting, bro. Like you know what I'm saying. Like it's common sense. Like if you overlift, the next day you're gonna be sore as hell. You better hope you're not playing a game. You know what I'm saying? Because you gonna be limping around the field and
I mean, my kids has
mm,
been pretty sore lately, and the one thing
yeah.
I tell them, go to the
Mm-hmm.
trainer's room because
Mm-hmm.
go to the trainer's room, you get good treatment whatsoever. But if you're actually sore that you feel like you can't do much next day, I
Mm-hmm.
always tell them get the ice bath. The ice bath is always the best solution.
Ooh. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, but it's also about like a part of conditioning like in general, not just for sports, just working out in general. It's about knowing your body's limitation because if you don't lift frequently, let's your body's gonna be more sore than if you lift like 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you've been lifting for the last 2 years, you're not gonna get as sore as if you just started from day one, and that's part of like what the players have to see too. Because if they're getting sore after every couple workouts, then that means that their condition is not up to par. So that's just should tell
I
them to
feel
go to
like
harder.
I feel like you if you're actively playing baseball, right,
Yeah.
or any sport or anything, right, if
Right.
you're involved in recreational activities and
Hmm.
you're not working out, that's because you just want to play the game. Like you don't. It means that you don't have the work ethics that you want to have.
Hmm.
It's all about wanting. If you really want to become a better player in anything when you do a better person, or
Hmm.
you gotta be able to do more than expected.
Yeah.
I feel like people thinks that since you arrive to that setting, everything's going to be given. Nah,
Hmm.
there's still more work to do.
You gotta work
You
harder.
know? You gotta work harder.
You gotta work
So
10 times harder for sure, man. Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, these players on your team, like like it's at the end of the day is junior college. But if we're talking about D1, if they play good enough, this is gonna open the eyes of great teams. And we're talking about in this nation where it could take you to the next level. It could take you to a minor league team. It could take you to to the big leagues at some point. So everything you do, like you said earlier, everything you do plays a role into how your career is gonna go. And if you're not putting the right amount of work, then you can't expect the best outcome. And that's
yeah.
anything in life, for sure, man. But yeah, man. Oh, so what's your goals for this year as a coach?
Entering first season,
Mm-hmm.
in junior college baseball,
Yeah.
the one and only goal it's make it to the regional tournament. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when I was playing for Odessa 10 years ago, I did not make it. In fact, the craziest part is I was one game short
Mm-hmm.
both years against the school that I'm working for. So Howard
Mm.
packed my bags up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but it's
Mm-hmm.
baseball. It happens.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I'm pushing for is the regional berth. You got to go one
Mm-hmm.
round at a time. There's only 2 rounds. You got the regional tournament.
Right.
Texas is a big state. And you gotta compete against all these other Texas schools and make sure that you beat every single one of them. And
For sure.
you're going to lose, but when you learn how to lose, you're going to win a lot. So it's like if you
Yep.
learn how to lose one game, you're going to win 3 to 5 games. That's how I see it,
Yeah.
And now, if we hit the regional tournament, every team is going to be different. Even the last seeded team,
Yeah.
you don't know who can come out. Who's going to come out King of the Hill, and then
Yeah.
winner goes to Grand Junction, Colorado. So
Yeah.
hopefully we make it to the end.
Hopefully, man.
Hopefully, like it's a great opportunity for me
Mm-hmm.
to actually, get a regional berth. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it as a player, but now I'm gonna do it as a coach,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm going to find, you know, to do it whatever it takes. I'm gonna find a way.
Yeah.
It's
For sure.
one day at a time, the 1% better, and
Mm-hmm.
followed by, what's in this program:
Mm-hmm.
energy, toughness, humility.
For sure, man. Do your thing, bro. You know what you're doing. You got hell of experience with the sport of baseball. So just do your thing, bro. You gonna get there one day. And when does the season end? Like the regular season kind of thing. Like what month?
So May
In May.
and beginning of May,
Mm-hmm.
regular season ends, and if you make the regional tournament, you play the next 2 weeks over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You get a week off before you head off. We don't know where it's going to be the regional every year. It's different sites. When I in my playing days, it was basically at Texas Tech.
Okay.
Previously, it used to be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Every year is different, but the World Series has always been in Grand Junction. So
Injunction.
it's
Okay.
like, and then Grand Junction is basically, the final week of May and
Mm.
going to the beginning of June. So
Copy.
we'll be all right.
Yeah.
But I felt like we had the chance to do it. We just gotta believe in ourselves every single day.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta, like
Mm-hmm.
get our heads together, and we are,
Mm-hmm.
and we must understand where we at, and when we do know, and when we go for it, and when we grind, and when we know each other's relationship, you know, strengths and weaknesses, you put it all together,
Mm-hmm.
we see ourselves as the top 25 team in the country going towards May, and we will be. And I believe in my boys. I believe in us. I believe in the two coaches. I mean, they know their stuff.
Yeah.
They're actually gurus.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us are gurus. And if we all could put it together all in one,
Yeah.
we're gonna be in the best shape ever.
Yeah. Now, yeah, we over here at Flip Talk wish you the best of the season, man. We we hope you accomplish everything you're looking for and more. You know me. I always got my content stuff going in my head. I'm like, it'll be cool if I pop out to one of the games, and I could do a little vlog when I'm out there, just so just to catch up in person, kind of thing, man. I haven't seen you in a while, bro.
I mean, we could definitely do that, man.
Yeah.
We gotta set up a plan whatsoever.
Yeah.
During the regular season, it'll be best.
Yeah, for
Like
sure. Yeah.
sometime in March, because that's when the conference series starts. That's when it actually counts.
Yeah.
It counts. Every game counts.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
I'm not to hit in the regional
That's when
tournament.
it gets serious. That's like the playoffs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Crunch time.
Yep.
So for sure.
I feel like it's best when
In March. All right.
I play against Odessa in March. So we'll see what happens.
That's the game I'm trying to pull. Y'all playing them at home? Y'all playing them at home or away?
Both. Because since we're close, right? It's two games in Odessa and 2 games here in Big Spring. So it don't really matter. So either or, it's gonna be quite an interesting matchup. I feel like it's a homecoming. So
yeah.
Even I'm playing them on Tuesday for scrimmage. So it's like arriving to Odessa is. It's quite of a blessing. I get to see the school that I graduated. That I still a part of my knowledge, and I have bled for 2 years, and I'm very thankful to the one coach who's currently still there. He the one that taught me how to actually be a man, and the man that I am today, I'm continuing to be better.
For sure.
And always come out to bring the best version of me. So I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen.
For sure.
Very looking forward. The field is different.
Yeah,
completely different from when I played. So it's like when I know when I'm going to show up, I'm like, holy snap.
Yeah, some renovation over there in Texas, man. They don't play around with those fields. But
but it's nice renovation. They actually fully invested. Like they're actually making sure that this is right.
Okay. That's fine.
They cut up. I remember when they did that. They really renovated the field after I graduated. I'm like, damn,
you missed it.
Yeah, I missed it.
For sure.
Good.
For sure, bro. But Edwin, let's give a shout out to your socials. So people can go follow you. They can keep up with you if they want to see how you're doing throughout the season. I know you're always posting here and there, of your player development and just how the games are going and stuff like that. So where can they follow you?
Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, Corneo Eddie. Just like Coach Prime said, I ain't hard to find.
I'm dead, Coach Prime.
I know you're about to watch the game. Colorado versus Colorado State.
Who you got?
I got Coach Prime.
Yes, sir.
Coach Prime, his coaching style is class. He's pure class. He's different. He's just different because reason I like him and the reason I can actually listen to him is because he also played baseball.
Yeah, he did. You're right. He did.
He did. Also played baseball.
Yep.
So I feel like football and baseball is the same mentality. Literally the same mentality. The only difference is that football is more intense than baseball. Baseball is more like, you actually have some peace, but at the same time, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
When it comes down to communicating, but baseball is more like communicating signs. Football is more like, it's basically squaring up and just tackling somebody.
I heard you. For sure, man. For sure. But yeah, man, everybody go tune into Edwin over at his Instagram. It's going to be down below in the description. Another quick shout out to Cellacore, C4 Energy Drinks Extend, and 47 Brand. Look forward to the coming videos. We're going to show you guys more of the affiliate programs, and we're going to have a bunch of podcasts coming your way, and I got a couple videos planned for the month of October, and we gonna pull up to Edwin one of these days too, so we could do a little vlog with him. You know what I'm saying? But thank you to everybody. Make sure you guys go follow me at my Instagram as well, mena.nyc. It's gonna be down in the description. You're gonna see everything there with the promotion codes for all the discount codes we have available for these programs as well. So
looking forward for the promotions.
Hey, let's get it.
Looking forward for the promotions, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad what you've been doing is
appreciate it, man.
Like I said, an outstanding job. Just keep doing what you got to do. This is your dream. Keep going, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Don't let it stop you.
This is my home right
don't
here.
let anybody think that you're selling dreams. All right, that's the one thing I always tell every individual. No dreams.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, we're here to accomplish my dreams, but we're also here to motivate, to inspire somebody else's dream as well. That's what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? You paved the way, but you gotta teach on the way. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is we're gonna wrap up the podcast for Flip Talk Podcast. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We have Edwin. Thank you for being on, and we wish you the best of the season. So we will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Oh man, I'll see y'all next time.